It's Abby with MotorCityNerds. Let's break down the House of the Dragon Season 2 trailers, whatever. Hi to all the subscribers, welcome. I miss True Detective a lot. I'm really excited for things coming out. Me and Nicole are going to get back on our live stream game, don't worry. But yeah, let's get into this. I did one last week. I tried to do one last week, and everything was going wrong. Go let my behemoth of a dog in. Hobart, please wait 1 second. I feel like ever since Oscars week, when things got messed up when I had the flu, it's just been one thing after another. So now we're just playing catch up, but also kind of just hitting the reset. You know what I'm saying? So I feel better now. I'm like, okay, we're just going to make it work. Say hello. Come on. I'm on OF, I'm on TikTok, I'm on all the things down below. It's in the description or in the comments or somewhere. But yeah, avoid Facebook. It's not a good time. But TikTok and Instagram, we do have a good time. And then OF, yeah, of course. I mean, if you want to, that's cool too. Did you just toot? You tutor? Anyway, Ghastly Ghoul Abby time. I don't like this camera. I don't know. I just feel like I look like a Ghastly Ghoul no matter what. But we're going to pause as we go through this. Like I said, I might get into some nitty gritty stuff, but I'm mainly just going to stay on basic big points. But also, if anything that Interview with a Vampire, the series, has shown us is that you can change things from the book as long as, and this is what I say all the time, same thing with the issue with the Crow coming out, as long as you stay fundamentally true to the characters or the themes, you can change a lot of stuff. That did it very well. I do think there's some big changes here that they're going to try to use, maybe, but I could be wrong, so tell me what you think.
My lord husband was alive, and the realm was at peace.
Okay. I really hate the high towers. Okay, I do love... All right, now we're good. I do love that we're seeing the new banners. I do love it because it's the greens versus the blacks, but it's just cool to see. It's really cool. Of course it's cool to see things come to life from the books, but it's just like, even little stuff like that is just, it's cool. It's like, aw, snap, we know. Wasn't the realm really at peace, though? I mean, I guess, technically, but...
Rhaenyra's supporters will believe what they wish.
What do we always say, everybody? The irony of the Targaryens, and I have whole videos on this. Oh, what's up? The irony of the Targaryens, all the way back to Aegon the Conqueror. I'm not saying that men aren't important. I'm not saying that Aegon wasn't important. What I'm saying is the women ruled. The women made laws and currencies. Visenya and Rhaenys, they did all that. And they prove over and over again, like, they can rule. They're doing things to rule. The queen who never was, Rhaenys, in this series would have been a good ruler, but they just couldn't let go of that. We need a male sitting on the throne for the vibe, essentially. That's why in this series it's such a big deal when they say they crowned him with the Conqueror's crown, with the Conqueror's name, with the Conqueror's sword. That's a big Z deal. And it's like, oh, look, the sun with all the shit. We like that because we're, you know, and that's a thing. But the irony of the Targaryens is they wouldn't accept a queen. And I'm not saying with, like, Daenerys, because I always knew she'd go to Snapville. But there were other instances where if they would have allowed women to inherit, they would have never fallen out of power, I don't think. And I have whole videos on that.
Wanted her to succeed him.
God, he's such a little shit. But, like, Joffrey we loved to hate. Okay, this is all just sick. I just really like looking at it. But as we can see, I was shocked the other day because I was like, the show kind of spells it out for you. I don't mind the changes. I always thought Alicent was way sneakier in the books, or in the book, or the information that we do have, because if you know how they're wrote as if a character in that world wrote them, and history is wrote by the winners. So it would be like, oh, Maester, I'm a Sneaky Rat, wrote in 1002 that this girl was the worst. But the truth is, it's like, was she the worst, or was she just on the opposing side type? So there is leeway with these characters. But they have done a very good job, and they say it directly. Rhaenys says it to Corlys. She says, that girl is the only one holding this realm together right now. It's all the men around her that want to throw it into chaos and war, not her. You should support her, Corlys, and that's why he does, because Rhaenys says what the deal is. You got to remember that Rhaenys was around for a lot of shit. She's seen the worst of the worst, and she knows how this goes. And her and Viserys truly, and I've talked about this in my reviews, they truly care about each other a lot. You can tell. That's my favorite cousin. I have a favorite cousin. We're born a day apart. And guess what? If she went waltzing in to my throne room going, I don't think Abby would like that, you should probably listen to her. She might not be as astute of a student of knowledge that Viserys was in book reading and stuff, but she understands very well, like, if we all go to war, it's a bloodbath for us. But this shot shows that perfectly. We have Daemon in the encampment. We have Daemon laying siege. We have Daemon out at war. They're not showing Rhaenyra at war, but this armor, man. I'm not saying we still can't enjoy it. That's the thing that bugs me, is when did we become so like, oh man, it has a message? It always has. Things always have. Did you think them showing them giving birth and dying from it and having the husbands choose whether or not they lived or died didn't have a message? I'm sorry, are we missing something here? Give me anything, and I'm going to tell you what it's about. True Detective Season 1. Oh, that nobody cares about women, especially women in certain professions, and how they're looked at, but everybody deserves justice, even if they are a prostitute like Dora Lang, or whatever it is, or it's this big sprawling network like Carcosa. Yes, there are meanings in those things. Whether or not you want to acknowledge them, that's up to you. Or you can just go, let's watch our dragon show. But that's why I'm like, don't get all your panties in a bunch about it. It's facts. I don't know if you guys knew this, but men and women too, but men in history really liked war. They really liked setting that off. I hate Otto Hightower.
Plot against the king, and I will pay it back 100 times over. I'm as fearsome as any of them.
Okay, yeah, is this Sunfire? Or this is Sunfire, right? I've talked about Sunfire in my recap and stuff like that over on different social media platforms. Sunfire is Aegon's dragon. Don't confuse it with Cyrax. Cyrax is Rhaenyra's dragon, and she's also goldish yellow. But it was always just wrote as if Sunfire, Aegon II's dragon, is like this spectacularly beautiful, bright gold dragon. So I'm very excited to see it in the sunlight, out and about. It's going to be cool. I'm not going to get into detail about too many fights, but this was always throughout history. But like I said, history's wrote by the winners. Maybe they just made him sound cooler. But that this was like a beautiful dragon, and that added to the, oh, he's the heir. Look at him on his golden dragon. It's like, Rhaenyra's kind of got a gold one too, but you know what I'm saying? And so it just added more to it. But Sunfire's just always been talked about as if it like a beautiful looking dragon, just objectively. So I am excited to see it close up.
No idea the sacrifices that were made to put you on the...
Every mom ever. They're like, do you know what the shit I had to do? I give moms mad credit. Moms are scary. I nothing against dads, but that's the thing. Like, a mom will wait. Like, a dad, I feel like, is more like, I'm going to swing and get upset. A mom, I remember when Cersei blew up the Sept. And my mom was over here on, like, an L-shaped couch, and my mom's over here, and I'm slightly behind her, and I went, you would do that? And I fully meant it. I was like, you would do that? If it meant, like, I'm going to get the ones that hurt my kids, I don't care if all these other innocent people go down. Without batting an eye, without looking at me, dead serious, she went, no, I would. And I knew she meant it, and I'm like, that's a scary thing to say. Moms are scary. Moms are scary. But that's what I mean. They'll wait. They'll wait, and then they'll tell you they did it. And this mom is fed up. I'll give Alicent that. But I do feel that way. I feel like Joffrey was, we love to hate him, and he was just such a little shit. My ex loved Joffrey. Not like loved him, but loved him. And he is great to watch. Especially when you rewatch it, I think you get a new appreciation for him.
My uncle is a challenge I want.
This is what I want to know from you guys. Are we going all the way to the God's Eye? Because I did not think they would do that yet. And that will tie into the next thing I'm about to talk about in a minute. But if we hit Rook's Rest before, like, or like at mid-season, and we go all the way to the God's Eye, because this is giving off mad God's Eye energy. If you know what happens, you know what happens. I'm not going to spoil it. It's probably one of the coolest battles that ever, and it's really cool. And I will say this, I'll be very impressed, House of the Dragon, if you guys go all the way to the God's Eye and Rook's Rest and all this stuff in one season. I will be. I'll be impressed by that. In 8 episodes, but this is all God's Eye talk.
If he dares face me.
I love him. He is great, though. I hate... Okay. Funeral stuff. I think a lot of this is from the first 2 episodes.
Peace. But you must accept the path to victory.
I don't trust anybody who flips their coins around like that. That's what I wanted to say. See this nastiness? I think they want us to believe somebody's in childbirth again, because technically there should be some other kids popping out. So it is possible, but I feel like they wouldn't show us it. I think this might be cleaning up Blood and Cheese. Now, do you guys think that they're going to get rid of... I really want to see... I mean, I don't want to see Blood and Cheese. I think that the average mom in Oklahoma might struggle with Blood and Cheese. What I'm saying is the characters. Do you think they're going to have them? Or do you think they're going to have Daemon do it himself? Because if... I mean, I don't see... I could see him, like, they have shown him creeping through the castle secret passageways. They have established that. So there is room for that. But that's what I mean when I brought up Interview with the Vampire. You can change things, but fundamentally the story would still be the same, a son for a son. And have Damon do it, though, like I always say, film and books are two totally different mediums. We can only go off what we see and what we hear and what the screen shows us. This is not a book. There's no inner monologue, no inner stuff. It's different mediums. They're different art forms. But as long as you stay true to those vibes and the way it feels and those themes and the character, we're normally okay with it. You could change that to make it Damon does the act and not Blood and Cheese do it. And it would still stay true to the character. But if we are going all the way to the God's Eye, it will be easier for people to digest, because people are really Team Damon right now. You know what I'm saying? And I love Damon. He's great. He wields Dark Sister. He's awesome. I'm not gonna change that. But if you show an audience Blood and Cheese happen, and you show Damon doing more than just paying for it to happen, people are gonna feel a certain kind of way towards him. And that way, when we get to the end, what happens, and people can digest that better and be better with it. I talk about this in detail about my fixing Game of Thrones video. First off, you don't care if you don't kill Barristan Selmy in an alley. That's embarrassing. That would never happen. But also, he should have been the one to kill Daenerys. It would have changed the entire thing. If it would make sense for him to be by her side while she ascended the throne. He would have been the head of her Queen's Guard, and he would have realized, oh, I shit-talked Jaime Lannister for this. I never wanted to become the Kingslayer. I was this honorable knight, and I just watched the Red Keep and King's Landing fall. And I watched all this innocence get killed. And now I'm going to become the one thing I never wanted to be, which is the Queenslayer. And that's who should have done it. Because it wasn't Jon Snow and Daenerys' fault that there was no chemistry. Jon Snow married the woman who played Ygritte. They had mad chemistry off rip. And even not just that, in the story, it didn't make sense. I even said that a million times. I go, what, I banged you on a boat once? I'll tell you what, I ain't letting nobody from Tinder that I met twice walk me up to my throne alone in this room. Hell no. Like, get out. I don't know you. So it just wasn't there. And I've talked about this at length. When people are like, it's the worst thing ever, I'm like, it's really not, though. But I wasn't happy with it either. And it's a pacing issue. It's not, and they wasted Euron Greyjoy, but that's a whole other thing. You can go watch my other videos. But yeah, I still think the impact would be there if Damon, the impact would be even more so on screen if Damon's the one to do Blood and Cheese. Yeah, and I think this is them cleaning it up. Maybe it is another childbirth. It could be. But I'm like, you've shown us a lot of those, so why show us this now?
Violence. Good.
And you said violence over it.
To war, then.
I do love that, you little shit. Vagar's the best. I don't care what anybody says. Kristen Cole, worst haircut.
To serve both my house and the realm.
Well, sucks to suck, dude.
None of it matters.
They're making them real sympathetic. And I'm like, you know, women can be angry and mad and power hungry too. We do that. But I don't know if they wanted that juxtaposition with us just having Cersei. So I could see that. And I do like the way they're treading this line of like, we were friends, we were tight, like. But I'm sorry, I'm going to stand by this. No matter what, you tell your best friend you're banging their dad. You tell your best friend you're banging their dad. If you guys both know how the politics work, especially, but just in general, don't bang your best friend's dad. And then go, oh, poor me. You're banging my dad. I'm always going to have the trump card. You started banging my dad behind my back. Weird, strange. You could have at least told me.
Courage for the one true King Aegon.
Which one is that? I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
His first born child to succeed him.
One thing I do wish they establish more, and maybe they will, I did always but in the book, we are made to believe that Rhaenyra really blames her half-brother Aegon, the guy on the throne, and Alicent, his mom, for her miscarriage, like directly. And they did a good job in the show of when she finds that out, all of a sudden we know something bad's happening, but she didn't fully go, it's their fault. And that's kind of what sets Rhaenyra off a little bit before it really sets off, and like a son for a son and all that stuff happens. But yeah, she directly correlates her miscarriage with them. She's like, they did it to me. And then there's all types of rumors and stuff going around about both sides. It's wild. And I kind of hope they touch on that a bit, of like, just even having a couple lines of dialogue of like, oh, I'm writing this chapter on how great you are in this book, and some maester saying that, and you're like, oh. So they're writing it more in favor of whatever side. Or they're writing straight slander because they don't like the other side.
He held to his decision until death. And
The dragons do look great.
Addison's son sits my throne.
I like that she doesn't even say brother.
I mean to fight this war and win it.
Say what you want about Daemon, I do love this. 2 things I noticed rewatching the first season. Rhaenyra, and I don't know if the actress made this choice or if they told her to, but either way, very smart. She never flinches or gets nervous for her physical well-being, except for when Alicent and her are tussling with that knife. Other than that, she doesn't even flinch, and then you think about it and you go, oh yeah, why would she? She's the heir to the throne. She's been constantly guarded and protected forever, and now she has Daemon by her side. So she don't flinch at nothing. She's always just like looking or whatever. She doesn't protect herself, nothing like that. And I think that's a really subtle, cool thing to do. And both actresses were great playing Rhaenyra in season 1. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. But Daemon, always, no matter what, younger sibling life, he does respect the chain of command. He wants to go do these other things, but he does wait for the order or whatever. But he does listen, and when he's telling all of them, like, listen to her, listen to my brother, listen, there's a pecking order here, and you're all going to know it. I might not fully back it, but I'm going to back it to all of you that aren't us type deal. And you got to give somebody credit for that. That's what makes me think, okay, unless somebody can give me a direct whatever this is. A lot of these shots, especially in the storm, and I love the way they're doing that. A storm is coming. Ooh, rough and tumble weather, rough and tumble times are coming. So I do like that. Is this Harrenhal? And the only reason I say that is because everything looks so big. And that's why, no, this is the dragon pit. But before or after, we'll see it. There are shots that I think are Harrenhal. That was the dragon pit, though. This I'm geeked about. I didn't think we'd go all the way to the wall. I'm really excited to see that, and I'm really excited to see the Starks, and a lot of people are thirsty for Cregan Stark, which is cool. That's fine. Cregan Stark is cool. But can we get real? Like, nothing really... They become buds, him and the Targaryen boy that's not chomped by Vhagar, and later on, something big happens. But it's not till, like, the end of the war, almost. And so that's why I'm like... Why are we all going nuts for Cregan Stark right now? It is cool, and I do think we're going to see a different side of the Starks, which is interesting. Where in Game of Thrones we saw them always stoic, always holding to their word, always noble, always honorable, and they're like that a lot. It kind of gets them in trouble a bit, but still. And we do know that Starks hold their oaths and their words in high regard. I'm not saying that would change, but I do think we're going to get a little bit more scheminess in the North. And maybe a little bit more plottiness behind the scenes. So maybe not the Starks directly, but the Maester or whoever. And I'm hoping they show that more because we did see that with the Lannisters. We did see that with these other families. And we didn't really get to see that with the Starks. Not the ones that we love. We didn't get to... They all were just a good family that we cheered for. But I would like to see... Yes, there are some people that act a little bit more schemy and squirrely in the North. Even though you might not think so. Even if we catch them or whatever. I would like to see that because we've seen it with other families. We didn't get to see it with this one. There definitely are some instances of that happening, but also, I don't know, I would like to also show, like, there are other sides to these characters, even though these other qualities are also real big factors. But no, Cregan Stark's cool. People are real excited for him. And I just didn't think we'd go all the way to the wall.
The High Towers are marching. You must crush this beast.
Corlys is cool.
Terms are very simple.
This is what I'm talking about, okay? They keep showing Daemon and then showing that funeral stuff, and that's what makes me think, is Daemon going to be the one to do it? We know he does it, but is his hand going to do it? But this is looking... I mean, it's rainy, it's Harrenhal-y, and he said he was going to Harrenhal, but there's a big thing that happens at Harrenhal, and that's why I'm like, are they going all the way there? Because that will be cool. I thought we might end at Rook's Rest. That's going to be... This is going to be what? The second episode? Now, remember we've been talking about Bun B. Why did we name it Bun B? Oh, draped up and dripped out. Yeah, we talked all about this. These horses, all of them, are draped up and dripped out this entire season. It looks like all the behind the scenes photos of like these horses have so much swag. It is awesome. But Helena, we feel for you. Allison, you were banging her dad. I can't get past that. I just can't. But this, I mean, this is sad, but I do think this is all from the first 2 episodes. That's going to be after Blood and Cheese. He looks... Look at how sick this is, man. This is so cool. Oh, we're threatening people. I'd love seeing her ride. Yeah, it sounds a lot like Rainey should have been in charge. We forgot why we went to war in the first place. Sir Eric and Sir Eric. That gets referenced in Game of Thrones by... I think Sansa references them in the show? And maybe in the book, but there's all the story of those 2 twins, that one picked Rhaenyra's side, one picked the other side. That's like a song or a tale that's told all the way even in the Game of Thrones era because it's so famous. And the Queen of Thorns has a set of twins as her guards, and they reference that a lot. I don't know if it's in the show as much, but it's definitely in the book. Caraxes is cool too. Okay. I feel like they cut this trailer really well. So, it's not like, even if you're a book reader, it's not giving a ton away. I'm sure if we really, really, really went through this hardcore, I could be like, oh yeah, man, look at that rock. It's shaped like a dove, which means peace is coming. Or I could say something crazy. But, for the most part, like I said, the big ones I think are Bloody Sheet being... I think this is cleaning up Blood and Cheese. I do not think this is giving birth, and I think they want us to think it is. All the veil stuff with Allison in a black veil is going to be the funeral after Blood and Cheese. I'm trying not to give too much away, but like I said, I did not think we would be going all the way to Harrenhal. I did not. Well, I knew we'd go to Harrenhal. I didn't think we'd do the God's Eye this season, and now I'm like, are we? But then again, I don't look up... I'm not some asshole. I'm not about to go seek out spoilers and tell you guys... I hate that on other big channels when they're like, there's a leak! I'm like, is there? Because we have whole books on this shit. It's not really a leak then, bud. It's just shit we already know. So until they're like, we are starting here, this is what's in the script, and this is where we're going, that's not a leak. But I don't seek that stuff out because I think it's lame. Like, why can't we just all be excited? But we're saying real... There's, like, direct things that Aemond says and his uncle says, and we're getting real close to him, and that's why I'm like, oh my god. But are you on the blacks or the greens? I mean, the greens are the worst. Let's get real. You were banging her dad. You were banging your best friend's dad, or somebody you were living with's dad, and you didn't tell them, book version or this version. You lose. You are the bad guy. I don't care what position you're in. Yep, here we go. You want to go? Anyway, Hobart says it's time to walk. Right? Oh my gosh. So yes, that's what we're going to do. But I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds. Tell me if you think... those are the big things I want to know. Oh my goodness. What? We're going to go. Do you think that we're going to actually have physical Blood and Cheese? See, now I got him excited. That's my fault. We're going to go. Show the world, Hobart. Say, hello, my name is Hobart. I'm so good. Tell me if you think Damon is going to be the one to actually do the act for Blood and Cheese, and they're tricking us. And like I said, it doesn't change the character or the theme or anything if they do that, but I would like to see Blood and Cheese. Also, do you... Jesus, I'm so sorry, guys. How far do you think they're going to go? How far do you think they're really going to go? Do you think we're going to go all the way to the God's Eye? Do you think that's really going to go down by the end of this season? If that's the finale, that'll be huge. That'll be so cool. But subscribe, comment, share. It really helps me out a lot because I got a baby Hobart. Yes, I do. And he's making faces, and we're going to keep him happy. I know. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, everybody.